What do you do when you get to the destination, when you're the guy? Well, you're here. So what you'd like to do is you go ahead and put your grip arm on this landmark and say, go ahead, we're at the end of the hallway. If you want to trail her arm down, then you can find out what she's touching, and you know that it's a safe place because she's brought you there, and you've done your job. All right, and if you want to put your back, Cynthia, to this ledge here, and we will get started. Talking cane skills. Where are we? Do you know?
Don't know.
Well, I mean, you know, we're at Helen Keller, and you know, you're in the residence building.
Yes.
What else do you know?
Third floor.
Third floor.
I don't know. We're at some window.
At a window, yeah. You can touch anything you want. Is there anything around here?
I don't know.
Interesting. Is it a window or a door? How do you know?
Well, it feels like this one, kind of. Feels like a window.
Why is that?
Because it feels like this.
Could be a glass door.
Could be.
Why is it not a door?
It has this lid.
Because it's not a door, Grace. It's a window. That's why, right? Do we know if we're at the east end or the west end?
I lost track.
You did?
Yes.
All right. So we're at the west end
Okay.
of the third floor. You know what would be interesting? Do you remember what the 100 number is for the basement where we were yesterday or the day before?
On the west end?
Yeah.
Was it 469?
Yeah, it was like 400 something, right? Okay. All the numbers down in the basement were 400. You know, I'm curious, what are the numbers up here? What's the first one? Do you want to find a room number and find out?
Sure.
All right, so what we're going to do is you're just going to hold your cane kind of out in front of you a little bit as you trail forward with your hand on the left. You're going to use your hand trailing mostly to look for a door. And we'll find, let's see if we can find a room number.
Usually on the right, right?
Yeah. Six. And this particular room number is 611. All right, so we know the west end has room 611 at the very end. All right, let's go back to the window. Nice. Good. Go all the way up. In fact, I'm going to show you a technique for that. Come turn back towards me, turn around, and reapproach again. So the cane is out, and it finds the end. And so what you'll do is, as you walk forward, you kind of twist it, keep it on there, and let it lead the way. And so that cane is kind of, you can do all sorts of things with it now, and it's between you and whatever it's touching. Okay. And that way you kind of get closer to it, but you always keep the cane in the way. All right, let's turn around and put your back. So this technique of the 2-point touch breaks it down, you know, skill by skill by skill. So we're going to do that. And part of it is walking in the skill, you know, positioning, back and forth. So we'll always come back here, and then we'll go to the other end and back. So it's a little short end, but we'll see both sides.
Okay.
So this is the first skill is the grip. Do you know what the grip looks like for touch technique?
No.
Do you know anything about the handle that you're touching, the grip handle? What does it feel like?
Rubbery?
It's rubbery. Anything else?
Ridgy?
Got some ridges on there. Makes it easier to hold on to.
Handle.
Yep. And are all the sides the same shape?
No.
No?
This one's flat.
So there's a
This
flat
side,
side.
and this one's round.
Yeah, so there's a flat side and the rest of it's sort of round. And that flat side is where we're going to hold on to it with our index finger. So in other words, it's just like that. And we call it shaking hands with the cane. So for example, if I were to like to take it out, I go, hi, how are you doing? That's shaking hands with the cane. And you naturally brought your index finger along the flat side, which is, this is the top of your finger now.
Okay. Okay.
right? That tip of the cane is transmitting everything to your finger, which is then transmitting up to your brain. So really, the tip of the cane is like your finger feeling the floor. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, so if you move it around, what's it telling you right now?
The floor is kind of smooth.
Smooth.
Maybe tiles.
And if you were to tap it a little bit, you'd hear it as that sort of tiny sound.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe marble at Helen Keller National Center. Marble floors, you think, at the deafblind? Maybe not marble, but definitely a smooth tile of some kind. Good, so that's the grip, and that's why we hold it like that. And you already also have it in the position we like, which is the back of the hand is on one side, the fingers are on the other, you've wrapped it around, that's exactly the position. And in fact, I've just moved it now to the center of your body. And you can check that by bringing it forward and feeling that it's actually hitting on the center of your body.
So it should be in the center.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ideally, if we could keep it in the center, we try. We start with that and see where it goes. Because that way it's a little easier when we get to the arc to sort of be center and have it equal on both sides. So you know what? Let's try just maintaining the grip, the center, don't walk in, with the arm a little bit extended. Okay? So this is just a check, but the actual position is forward of you. Not too straight, not locked out, but ahead of you.
Okay.
And let's keep it like this. You'll follow my voice. We're going to go to the other end, the east side, that we're going to use as our the end of the hallway. So come towards my voice and walk.
Just keep it straight?
Just keeping it to center, keeping the grip. Very nice. Walking along, following my voice. And in order to follow my voice, I actually have to talk. So that's why I'm kind of nonsensing, not saying anything. And you let me know when you get to the end of this leg of the hallway.
I crash into something.
Right. Contact something. And show me a contacting object. So again, in order to do it with this finger, you're going to want to twist. Oh, don't go so fast. Let's try to figure it out. So you're back up one step. So it's easier if it kind of happens while you bring it up. So you want to twist it around. Oh, you're not twisting.
Twist.
Yeah, twist it around. There you go. And then boom goes the elbow.
Okay.
But you definitely want to keep the cane first. And it's in the way of anything here. And if you wanted to check out this wall or whatever, or find a doorknob or whatever, you could swing it like that. Whatever. So let's just check this wall.
I just want to practice that motion again.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that.
And you don't want to stick your elbow out too hard. You don't want to hurt
Okay.
yourself. But yeah, basically like
Okay.
that. What's here? What do we have? What do we find? How are we going to distinguish this east side from the west
So
side?
this is a wall because I feel wallpaper.
Okay.
You don't feel any window ledge.
No, nothing.
Just
the big old wall. Got it. Good. So that's definitely different from one to the other. Good. So let's put her back on the wall. Get into position. How's your hand feeling?
Good.
All right, so let's walk back and then we'll get to the next thing. Good. And we'll just keep following. I don't have my loud shoes on. I can make them loud. Can you follow my footsteps?
I can.
Good. Keep on walking. That's a nice pace that you got there. And then boom. And then turn it around. Yeah. In fact, you don't want to hurt yourself yet. That's good. Looks good. Looks good. All right. So turn around. Push back. Very nice. And actually, I want you to, the center of the window has this thing. So if you would line up with that a little towards me, you'll find it. And you're kind of centered. All right. So we have the grip, which is what? What's the grip?
The grip is
Yeah, how would you describe it?
a handshake.
The handshake, finger down the flat side. We have the positioning, which is what?
Middle.
Middle,
body.
center, that's right. And not too close. Actually, yeah, just like that, okay? The first thing we're gonna try is just to move it back and forth as we walk. We're not gonna worry about how big it is or whatever else it's doing. We're just gonna slide it back and forth the cane tip.
Like
So
that?
just like that.
Walk.
Yep, and try to keep your hands centered as you walk, and go all the way to the east end of the hallway. Yeah, that's right. Just back and forth.
So I'm kind of like on the right side of the hallway.
How do you know
Because I
that?
feel that it's this.
Oh, okay. So that's good information. Good. What did we find?
The wall.
Is that the wall we were looking for?
Same wall. I feel the
Good.
same.
Good. So let's hightail it back. Other side. Back to the west side, yeah. Nice. How's that feel?
Feels good. Less scary than other times.
Nice. That's a good thing. Nice. Good. So the next thing is now, how wide should the arc be? I didn't really notice if yours was too wide or too narrow. I mean, it looks fine, but it's good to know what's the right width. What do you think?
Would be, I think, like as wide as your body is, maybe. Like
Yeah.
hip.
Yeah. Yeah. So as wide is the widest part of your body. So for some it's the hips, for some it's the shoulders. And then it's okay to be about an inch wider. Like so within that range.
It's kind of hard to tell though sometimes when you're making a movement if you're
Yes.
like your body or if you're going too much.
Yes, that's right. So what I will do is actually I'm going to have you center yourself again on by this pole. Good. And I'm going to just put my feet then. Go ahead and put your arm. Do you want to rest? Do you want to shake your wrist out a little bit? Or are you okay?
Oh, okay.
All right. So I want you to extend your arm just a little bit. There you go. So now you're centered. You've got your grip correctly. And I'm going to put my feet. I have handy dandy lines to kind of line up about right, and see if that seems even. Find feet on both sides of your arc now. See if you can, that's one foot, and that's the other. Okay. That's good. A little bit out here. No, you don't move, but I don't want you to. Yeah, I don't want you to bring your. I don't want your cane to live here because it will catch on things, and so you want a little bit of a play, so it doesn't always jab you in the stomach, like just sometimes. Okay. The closer it is, the more it will do that, though. So having it out also gives you more reaction time than if it's really close. So how does that feel? Do they feel even, or is one more than the other?
Feels about even.
Okay. So just go back and forth a bit without moving, just your arc. So what do you think the rate of the movement needs to be? Do you think it feels narrow? It feels wide? What do you think?
It feels like me.
Feels about right, right?
Like my
Good. And so, yeah, go back and forth. How fast are you walking if you were doing this arc? Would that be a fast pace or a slow pace?
I don't know. Maybe fast.
Yeah, fast. When you start going back and forth faster, that means you're walking faster. But we won't get too much of that. But that's right. So it's really, the arc should go match about how fast you're walking as you walk.
So if I were walking slower, it would be how?
Slower. Yeah.
Oh, so it's the same amount of like distance.
Yeah.
But this would be a slow walk.
Right.
And this would kind of be like more.
Correct.
Okay.
But the idea is to keep that arc about the right size so you can match your pace. If you have it way wide, you're going to find things you don't need to know about, and you won't be able to match your pace. And if it's too narrow, you're not going to protect enough of your body, and perhaps, it won't really match what your need is from it. So you're trying to find a nice medium. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to watch you walk again, and I might say it's too narrow, too wide, and you're going to try to adjust it.
Okay.
And sometimes it's narrow on the right or wide on the right, and it's fine on the left, so then I might just pick a side, like it's too narrow on the left, too wide on the right. So we're going to practice that a little bit.
Okay.
Go back and forth.
What is this technique called?
This is actually a constant contact.
Okay.
Constant contact touch is hilarious, but that's what we say. But it's a 2-point touch, but it doesn't come off the ground, so that's why constant contact. And again, you're tending to rest here. If you want to take a break, that's fine, but try doing your arc without resting it on your body if you can. And look how your hand is. See that? That's perfect. Like I said, you don't want your wrist to roll over, and you don't want it to roll under. You want it to stay just like it is, and go with a hinge of your.
I mean, this feels natural.
Yeah.
To go like this would be weird.
Yeah, and it would affect everything. Yeah. So that's good. But we'll take a break. We'll shake out the hand as needed. Okay. All right, but let's first. Go ahead, shake. Yeah. Okay. I'm shaking mine out. I'm not even using it, so I don't know. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to practice the width of the arc as we go back and forth. Okay? And I'll give you verbal indicators. And I usually do it from behind.
Okay.
Questions?
Should I start?
Yes, you can do that.
But it's on the ground the whole time, it doesn't come off. So 2 point touches and come up like that.
Nice.
So you're gonna do 2 point touch. She's constant contact.
Nice. Put your hand out a little bit. Not resting it, but yeah, a little further. Oh, that's right. It's pretty good. It's really good.
You know how to use this cane?
And then you found it. Bring yourself up. Very good. How'd that feel? Good. And sometimes I was about to say too wide on the right, and then you corrected it, so you didn't give me a chance. It was good. I'm going to watch from the front now to see where you're holding it, and then come back to the west. Nice and center. Great.
Thank you.
All right. The only other thing is to do the tapping. So I would again put my feet here, and instead of sliding out, I want you to try to tap, lift, tap, but not too high. Just about that high. See how that's right, barely lifting it, right? I'm trying to come a little further. No, don't want.
That one's like harder on the hand.
Yeah.
Because now you're lifting, so it's more tired.
Yeah. How does that feel as far as the arc shape? Is it even?
Yeah, it's okay. So this is called what?
The tapping, 2-point touch.
Okay. And when do people do this versus the other one?
Isn't it when
The whole idea of choice is a good one, and it really will come to you to say, I am on an area where I won't, I'm getting too much information with the rolling. I don't want as much information. I want to just tap and go. Some people say, I like all that information. I want it. So for me, it's about how much information and whether it's really bothering you to have the full contact. So, so it's very hard to tell what you're going to prefer.
Okay.
But there's really, one is a little safer than the other. It's true, the constant contact is more information. So that's your go-to for the safest. The 2-point touch is the traditional military, left, right. So we do still teach it because it's fun. Let me see if you can tap it between my feet now. There. Right.
Top of my hand has to
Right.
come around.
Right. So it's just. That's right. Right? So as narrow as that, but tapping each time you move it rather than rolling it, which is hard with this heavy roller, I'll be honest with you. It does add a little more weight. Usually the roller, you just roll it, so that's the other thing. But let's try it, right? All right, moving my feet. A little wider on the left. pace?
A little slow. Yeah, I would say that.
I want to go a little wider on the left. Nice. You're a quick learner. Want to shake your hand out a little?
Yeah. Your wrist starts hurting after.
Yeah. But that looked good. I mean, the only other thing is to match the tapping with your pace. And that way that it's always in front of the trailing foot. Do you know what that means? Well, what do I mean by trailing the foot?
I don't know.
So if you have 2 feet and they're split from each other,
Mm-hmm.
like in a step,
Like that.
you have the leading foot
Okay.
and you have the trailing foot, the one that's about to take the step. So you want your cane to check your next step, which is this one.
So I should be.
This
on
one's
this
it's already been checked, right? So when you're in this position, you're gonna kick the cane out of the way with this one.
So kind of like
Exactly. Exactly like that.
I have to walk a lot slower now. It's not to.
And try to put your arm back into position. So I'm just gonna extend it. I'm matching your footsteps. And your cane should match my clap. There we go. So let's see your arm position before you go again. Good. Check, are you centered? Good. Is your arm out in the spot where it is? So again, I'm going to give you a rhythm that you're walking and you try to match it with the cane. Aha! It comes up much faster now. So what's going to take is practice. You've got all the things. I can see you working to put them together. So I'd like to give you more of a hallway.
Okay.
So I want us now to walk all the way east once you're ready. And in the meantime, we'll just you'll work it out. And if I need to give you some feedback, I will. But mostly I'm going to let you try to figure out the timing with your hand and your feet, because I see you working on it. I think you'll get it if you put your mind to it. What do you think? Does that make sense to you to let you just work it out?
Sure.
Do you have any questions for me?
No.
Okay. So you know where you're going?
I'm going somewhere else, right?
You're just going to take this hallway all as far east as you can. Go.
Well, didn't I hit a wall at some point?
Yeah, you did.
It goes beyond that.
Well, let's find out.
Which one am I doing?
Which one?
Constant or 2-point?
Well, I'd like you to practice the touch technique for now, so that you have a full understanding of it. Right now, you're sort of new to it, and it's not really seeming very good.
So the 2-point.
So do that touch technique all the way down as far as you can go. Wow, that's really good.
So maybe this wall ends it. Oh, it does. Okay.
Nice. That looks so good. So as far east as you can go?
Maybe. No.
Go to the center.
there nowhere else to go, right?
Okay, so where are we?
Back at the window?
Back at the window. So are we at the same window we left?
It feels the same,
It's
but
the
I don't.
same, right?
Could be the opposite end has the same thing. But
How will we know?
I don't know.
We need landmarks. What do we remember about?
It's hot over here.
Is it hotter over here?
Yeah, under this window, like the sun's coming.
Okay, what else?
There was that den. That was the middle, right?
Alright.
And the sledge.
So where are we?
The beginning point?
So we're at the west end?
Yes.
What was the room number of that
Oh, that's
door?
right.
Let's check that. Good, use your cane back and forth, remember, now we got it. Back and forth, that's right, that's right.
No. This is
What?
5, 6, 5, 9. I think. So the other one was 6'11".
Oh, alright, so come back here to me. What'd we find out?
Not in the same place.
Where are we?
I guess, I don't know if we're across or I think the opposite end.
The opposite end, it could be. What did we learn? Did we learn anything about the numbers when we were downstairs? Remember anything?
Weren't there? There wasn't a pattern, right? I think it was just, I don't think
It was a simple pattern. It was like.
it just went in order, but it wasn't like usually
It's-
even or
right,
odd. It was
right,
kinda
that's
just
right.
Kept going.
Do we remember any of the numbers?
The room that we were sitting in was 401,
Yes.
and then I think it was 46 something at the end by the entrance west doors.
Okay, so we don't remember.
No.
But we do know that the room numbers are not the same, so that you're not in the same place you started,
Mhm.
right?
Yes.
And you started on the, which end of the hallway?
East.
The west end of the
Oh, we
hallway.
started on
And then we
this.
came all the way as far east as we could go, and we found a new room number, which is 659.
Mm-hmm.
So which was the first one? 611?
611.
So we know that at the west end, the number is smaller
Mhm.
than on the east end. That's interesting. That might help, in other words.
Okay.
Even an odd, we don't get, but we do get sort of high-low, and that's helpful.
Okay.
So there's a good thing that I want to talk about, and then we're going to practice your cane technique some more. So you can get out of position, get relaxed just a little bit. I'll talk to you about it. I thought, first of all, your cane technique looked like it's already great. How did it feel?
My wrist hurts, but other than that, it felt pretty natural.
Yeah, and you seem to keep in rhythm with your pace very well, and had a nice arc width.
I mean, there was a lot of paying attention to my steps while I was walking.
Sure, and the more you do it, probably the easier it'll become. So now the thing is, when we start going places, I'm going to ask you to tell me when you get there. Let me know. I say that a lot. But what I need us to do now is that I really need you to be the one to let me know when you arrive. Like you sort of did here, but I want it to be very obvious that you want me to know that you've gotten where you've gotten. So that's the nonverbal signal. Why nonverbal? What does that even mean?
So you want me to let you know that I got there without seeing it?
Yeah, without
Stopping
saying
it,
it,
maybe?
without saying it with your mouth. I don't want you to say it because you can't tell exactly where I am.
Mm-hmm.
If we were to use a verbal signal, then you might project, like broadcast loud enough, just in case I'm down the hall or you don't know where.
So stopping and kind of taking my cane out of position, maybe?
Show me.
Kind of wasn't just maybe stand here like this.
Okay, that's pretty sly. Yeah.
So it shows that I'm done.
Yeah, kind of like that. You could also sort of like wiggle your hand up and go, hey, I'm done that way. I'll try to pick up on this one. If it's too subtle, you might need a hit me over the head with something a little more obvious, but that I'll look for. I'll look for this. which means that you're here. And you're ready for me to ask you, where are you? Right? Which will always pretty much be the first question out of my mouth. Where are you? I want you to think about it. I want you to be able to tell me, and then I'm going to ask you how you know. And I want you to have a really good answer. And if you don't have a good answer, like we weren't sure, then we figured out a way to be sure. We found a landmark.
Okay.
And what's a landmark, for example? What do we use?
This window right here.
It's a clue. It's not really different from the other one you said. So unless it's unique and permanent, it's only a clue, because this window
There's other window.
feels just like the other window, unless the sunshine or something.
So I mean, from right here, only the room number.
The room number is a terrific landmark. It is both unique and permanent and accessible. You just have to go find it, right? And you have to have that in mind. I need to confirm it to myself that I know, and I can prove to anyone who asks, especially myself, that I know where I am. That I know I'm on the east side because this room number is the right height, number, whatever that you remember about it. If you don't, then we'll go find something, right? I mean, that's number two. Where are you? How do you know? Then if we're going somewhere else, we can do route planning from there. But the first and foremost is where are you and how you know, and that's what I'm going to be asking. But who's going to be the start of that conversation? Is going to be you.
Okay. By doing the nonverbal.
Exactly, by letting me know that you're where you want to be. So this is one example of using the nonverbal signal. Arriving at the destination and letting me know. Another time you could use it is if you feel you need some instruction. You're not sure where you are, you feel disoriented, you have a question, then stop, plant your feet. What does that mean? Plant your feet? Yep, it means don't move them. Don't, a little bit move them either. Don't even stick one out to the side and put your hip out. Keep them both, if you can, in the same direction when you were walking. And at that point, you'll like move from 2-point touch to your current state, and you'd expect me to come over and say, where are you? And we'd get that position, and then I'd ask, what's what? And you'd let me know why you want to talk to me. So I want you to recognize when you have a problem that needs a solution. Because that's a lot of traveling when you're blind, is these problems come up that all we have to do is find a solution. So recognizing there's a problem is the most important thing.
Okay.
Because then there's always a solution. Walking along like Mr. Magoo, unaware of all the problems around, that's not good. So, okay? Do you have any questions about that?
Nope.
You understand nonverbal signal, what
Yes.
it's for? It's for you to get me to help you.
Okay.
Yes?
Yes.
You're in charge. That's really what it is. If I see a time where it would be a good idea, I'll let you know. This might be a good time if you want to use your nonverbal signal.
Okay.
Use it. So I'll let you know if it doesn't seem like you're using it, or if you're using it too much, I'll let you know too.
Okay.
All right? Any questions?
Nope.
So let's practice. Let's go back to the West End. See how it works. Where are you?
I'm at the West End,
How do you know?
because I feel the room number 611.
Very nice. How'd it go with walking?
Good.
Yeah, I thought so
It gets
too.
easier as you keep practicing.
Yeah, very good. Let's go all the way to the West End again. I want to show you one more thing. So don't turn back around, just stay like that.
Okay.
So for example, when you came in contact with those, what are we gonna call those? Things that kind of jut out in
This?
When we come down the hallway, like you hit a wall and then you have to move over, what are we gonna call that? I'm just asking anybody over here from the gallery.
I don't know what the term would be. But,
We can make it up.
We could call them annoyances. Walls. Walls in the way.
So what you have been doing, let me call it shimmy shaking, side winding. Is that how you usually walk?
No.
Yeah, me either. What would you? Well, you'd be excited when you do that, but
When I hit the wall,
yeah,
I usually feel to see where the end of it is, so I know.
yeah.
Oh, maybe I should turn around.
Maybe we should pick a direction, and maybe we should keep that cane in the direction we're walking. So if you are going to side wind, which I don't say you can't do, I just want you to check over here to the side as you wind your way over, right? Because if the cane is here and you're walking sideways, then you're walking into unprotected space. So I'm not saying you can't walk sideways.
So do it like diagonal.
Yeah, go ahead and put that cane in the direction. Might be easier to turn and just, keep it in front.
My worry, I guess I would have to touch it to make sure, right? Because then
You
if
can
I keep
keep
going
touching
this way, I'll miss the turn. So I have to.
You can keep your hand on and trail.
Mhm.
I'm just saying, let's look normal.
Yeah.
So let's practice that. Like, you can do it either way. So let's come at this. Why don't we do it at the other end? Let's just go to that first annoyance of the wall. Good, you found it. Right, exactly. That's all that's required, right? And you can maintain contact with that left hand as much as you want, because you want that information. And it's fine the way it is. So let's go back and try it that way. Let's try for elegance.
Go.
Graceful, efficient, independent, but, elegant. What is the other one? Safe, efficient, graceful, and independent as possible. That's what we are trying to achieve with our skills.
Okay. Keep going this way or?
Yeah, let's go back to the East End and practice some more. We have plenty of time. A little wider on the right.
Now I lost my walk.
Yeah, and relax your hand a little bit. Relax your arm down a little. There you go. Good. Nice. Very nice. Relax your arm. Very good. And that's what it's for. That's right. You did good. Thank you. That's right. Keep it moving. Keep that cane moving. Don't want it stationary when you're walking. Even if you don't tap it, you can sweep it. Relax your arm.
No, this is the end. Okay, I'm at the east.
All right, come back to the end, thank you. Very nice. Nice, so that looked pretty good. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah? So I do want you, when you do turn, you did it mostly, but just keep it moving back and forth. We don't want a stationary cane if you are moving,
Okay.
because it's important to keep up with your pace. So, what do you think about that? Should we just head back to the west and then be done?
Okay.
Okay, make it count.
Did I go in somewhere? I got lost.
Is this a good time for a nonverbal signal?
Oh, that's right. I'm lost.
Where are you?
I think I walked into a room
And how do you know?
because it feels different. I feel like furniture.
Oh. Yeah. What do you feel under your cane and your shoes?
Rug.
Yeah, carpet. That's a sure sign you changed flooring because you hadn't been on carpet before. So where are you going?
Trying to go back, I guess, but I don't know.
Well, don't move your feet yet. Remember, planting them. All right, so you're not sure. You want to go back to the west building. You want to get out of this carpeted area. What do you think your plan will be?
Trying to find the exit.
And how will you do that?
Open space.
Well, will you walk forward? Will you take a right, a left? Will you turn around?
I did turn
Well, you have to
around.
decide. You can decide, I'll walk all the way to the end of here and see what's here, or you could turn, but you have to make a decision.
I have to check.
Okay, so you're gonna check what's in front of you. All right, so come and use your cane and check all the way up. What did you find?
A table or counter?
All right. All right, so can you go any further this direction?
No.
Yeah. So put your back to this. All right, so you're not gonna go any further in that direction. Do you wanna go in this direction, or do you wanna go right or left?
Well, I guess I'll try across.
All right, do you hear anything?
So I guess I should try to do like the constant because I'm not writing more information. Or no.
Well, so where are you gonna go?
Forward just to see how much.
See what you get.
It's
Okay.
anyway.
All right.
This is a door. I'm going to assume that the door was open because I walked in without opening the door. So I think I'm exiting, yes, because I don't have this rug anymore. Now I've lost my way back. I don't know my way back to the doors at this point.
Well, you're still going to the same place, so whenever you know you have arrived, you can check for your landmarks. Do you have a plan?
I don't know which is the way that I was
So then basically you have to pick a direction and then get a landmark. So which direction do you pick?
I guess forward.
All right, so let me know.
forgot which direction I was going. This is east. Was I going east or was I going west?
We were gonna go back to the west.
Okay, so now I have to start it. Alright.
Where are you?
Where's this one? I'm at the west.
All right, come join me at the window. I have to say to your colleagues, no competition, no trying any. I haven't seen you two yet, but this was probably the easiest 2-point touch lesson I ever taught. It went like, other than your arm is a little stressed out.
My arm is like, my wrist is killing me.
It's a little stressed out and it's like you're keeping it a little bent. But other than that, like, did you see how quickly she picked that up? And in step with, like, as if, oh yeah, I've been doing this all my life. Really good.
Thank you.
And a little fun with the disorientation.
Somebody opened that room on purpose.
Yes, I think they did on purpose. But I don't think you had much trouble. I don't think you really, I think in the end you could have roamed around a little more. But all I wanted to do in asking you to give a nonverbal signal to let me step in is to show you what kind of help I could be. Shortcut. Like, we don't want you to roam around the entire place with a lot of disoriented thinking. We need to have a plan. We need to do it. You're right. You don't know. I'm not disputing it. What I'm saying is I'm going to help you pick a plan, follow the plan, get the information, use that information to make the next plan. So, yes, you could make a plan, and like the first plan, it ends in a dead end, but at least we now know where the dead end is, right? So, like, that's where I want you to go ahead and use me, especially in the beginning with the orientation stuff, so you can develop the routine and the system of, just being very methodical about getting reoriented, because it's always a temporary state, that disorientation thing, right? But, I mean, come on, what did you think, Lori?
I wouldn't have thought it was her first time doing it.
Right?
I would have thought she's practiced or had some.
Have you?
No.
Come clean
No,
now.
I'm serious, I haven't.
Are you spending your nights awake?
Unless I do it when I'm sleeping.
Really, really nicely done. You, with this cane tip, might want to do constant contact because it is so heavy on your wrist.
Yeah, it hurts.
Or we'll find a lighter cane. So that would simply mean not tapping, just rolling, and instead trying to stay in rhythm that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what this cane is good for.
Okay.
You're fine to roll it. you know how to do it, and you can do it that way too.
Okay.
All right? Anything else? No? All right, good. Take off your blindfold.
Brightness.
How you stop it?
Push the,
Oh,
let
this
me
thing makes your face